You had quite the conservative upbringing, we'll say. So how in the world does little Autumn get sucked into the horrific, traumatizing world of zombies, evil corporations, and Resident Evil? How?
Okay, so short answer, daddy issues.
Oh, God.
From the original RE2 to Resident Evil 4, which isn't even a fucking Resident Evil game, it started the downfall of Resident Evil as a series.
I agree with that.
Even Resident Evil 4, the fan favorite of the entire series.
No, that's wrong.
Leon S. Kennedy is overrated.
No, that's wrong.
And now, recorded in Rattsburg City, Rattsburg, home of the famous Red Light District, it's time for Weekend at Vanny's.
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you very well.
Oh, you're coming in really clear. It was very weird, like, when you were calling me, I didn't get any, like, doom, 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 so I'm like, okay, so I guess it's not working, but here we are, so it all worked out.
Yeah.
So, Autumn, welcome to Weekend at Vanny's.
Hi.
You sound so thrilled to be here.
I'm very thrilled. I'm sorry. I'm just a little shy, but I'll come out of my shell as we continue, I promise. You know me.
I can tell. It's like you're like that little nerdy anime girl in the school, like, fingers touching in the corner.
That's exactly me.
That's exactly, you're like, whoa.
Baka.
Exactly. Yamete kudasai, and all that stuff, yes. So, I don't think this is your first time here, so no one knows who you are, and clearly, you're a confirmed woman. A girl. You're a girl, oh my god, there's a girl here.
Am I the first girl?
First confirmed girl, yes. Yes, you are. So,
I don't know how to feel about that.
Well, that's what I was saying. So, tell a little bit about yourself, but not too much, because we know how the internet handles confirmed women.
Okay, so I guess I'll briefly start with how I know who you are. So, my friend, Alec, aka Azawad.
Ozawad.
It's Azawad.
Was on an episode with you. And, confessed that he loves clowns and stuff, and you were really weirded out, but it's fine. And I was like, oh, this Vanny Vanilla person seems kind of cool. And then they were constantly sending me, funny screenshots from, y'all's, Discord, or, just chats with you and Yuki and stuff. And I was like, I want friends. So can I join? And I did, and now we vibe pretty well, and I like to think that we're friends. So yeah, and now you keep me locked in the dungeon until I produce at least 5 clips a week for you.
Yes, you are my little clip maker, and it's definitely a huge help. And you get fed every single time you make, every time you get one, you get a piece of lettuce.
Yeah, because I gotta keep my figure at least,
Well, I certainly can't give you bread now, can I?
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm a bread hater.
You're a bread hater, a hater of carbs. I can't believe it.
And I don't eat the crust off my pizza.
Blasphemy! Heresy!
Sodomy! Absolutely sacrilegious. It's just, I can't even fathom how you eat a pizza. It's heresy. Upon the highest levels of heresy.
I will literally give the crust to, my mom or my boyfriend, typically.
That's coming from me, the heretic, calling heresy because you won't eat the crust. The crust is the best.
Agree to disagree, I guess.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so what brings you here? I believe you might have a PhD, an MA, a BA, and a master's in a certain particular field.
Yes, I am a super, I am very much into Resident Evil, and there's so much, when I say lore, I don't mean lore of the game, I have, personal, sentimental lore of Resident Evil.
Oh my goodness. Wow, I cannot that. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, Resident Evil isn't my forte, but the world or the universe of Resident Evil is certainly interesting. Do we even bring up the movie in this video, or like the live action video movies?
I don't mind the live action movies as much as a lot of people seem to. Just go in knowing that it's a fan fiction, and you're good. So.
If other people had that mentality, there wouldn't be so many angry people out there. Like, just go in thinking it's a fanfic.
One of my dream cosplays is to do Alice in the black bodysuit with the umbrella logo on it. I forget which movie that is, but I've been wanting to do that for a very long time.
The Alice is which one?
It's the black bodysuit, and it has the umbrella logo on it.
But who's Alice?
Oh, I'm sorry. You've never even watched the movies.
Oh, well, what's her face? The multi-pass girl.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, I'm tracking now. I only saw the first movie, and then I saw Wesker get killed by an elevator. That's all I saw.
You're fired.
Yeah, I still haven't recovered from that, but it's fine.
Yeah, that's pretty disappointing. Yeah, so... But, Effie, so before we jump into Resident Evil, did you have anything that you wanted to know about me, or is everything question-related is more Resident Evil related?
No, I have some questions I want to ask you, because unlike a certain someone, I came prepared.
Oh, shoot.
No shade, just a little. So, do you mind if I get into it right now?
If you want to, it's up to you. You want to do Resident Evil or you want to do questions first? It is all up to you, because you are the guest.
I will do questions first, then. So first question. What is your favorite thing about Earthling culture?
The favorite thing about Earthling culture? That, people have never asked me this question. This is a first for me. I mean, I guess y'all got some really bopping music. I mean, everywhere, all across the world, there's a bop somewhere. So, I mean, I'm going to go with music. I love the music that you guys produce.
What are I guess, a second part to that is, what are some of your favorite, music genres, then?
Ooh, I love Eurobeat. Eurobeat is my all-time favorite. I don't recommend driving while listening to it, because you will go over the speed limit. As far as for rock related, I like power metal. I love visual K, in J-rock, Japanese rock, and stuff like that. Love visual K. And then as another one, we'll go with Japanese rap, because I'm a huge weeb.
Okay, so since we're talking about, you being a weeb, this is a question I've actually saved particularly for this. What Japanese fashion styles do you like, and do you have any favorites?
Oh my goodness, you are really in on this with these questions.
I was prepared!
Wow. Like the Harajuku stuff I like. Gothic Lolita's cute. The visual K stuff is like my number one thing. I love watching their live concerts, music videos. Malice Miser, Diamond Gray's okay. Dula Quartz, but Miyavi was in there. Gagged. I mean, all of them. Love them. But those are the big ones that I like, yeah.
Oh, okay. You probably know this already, but I'm a huge fan of Geru and all the subgenres within it.
Yes.
Okay, what's another one? What is it about Sadako from Ringu that you like so much? Why is she I'm assuming your ultimate horror waifu?
Oh my goodness. As much as I love the physical of her, I'm gonna get a little sentimental here, a little wholesome. It's not even that I want to fix her. I want to save her. She just needs some loving. Yes, she just needed some love. She got thrown down a well, and in one of the books she gets murdered or something because she has a dick. I mean, she just needs some loving.
I didn't know there was books.
Oh yeah, there's like a whole trilogy, and then like I think it's Ringu. One of them is called Spiral or something. They're all like the same motif with like a ring and spiraling and stuff like that.
Oh god, I'm gonna have to look into it now.
Yeah, well, I don't know if they're translated. If you can find a translated one, it's great. I had to read the synopsis for them, but I love Sadako. I just want to save her, and plus she's canonically a futa, so it all works out for me.
Yeah, I do have the pleasure of I've seen both the Japanese and the American version. I saw the Japanese version first, actually.
Oh my god, when I watched that one, I can't tell you, when there was like a turned off TV, I couldn't look at it because I was afraid that I would see the guy with like the towel over his head pointing. I was afraid that I was going to see that. I'm like, oh no, forget it, no. But the American one was a little goofy because the guy's face gets twisted.
You probably already know this, but I still think it's a fun fact. The girl that I forget her name, but the girl that played Sadako, I think her name's Tamara in the American version.
Yep.
Is the voice of Lilo from Lilo and Stitch.
Is it really? Oh my god.
Yeah!
I did not know that.
Yeah. Okay, so what's another question? Okay, oh, and by the way, personally I prefer The Grudge, but Ringu's cool too.
They had a fight.
I know.
It's so cool. What was her name? Kayako, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Kayako versus Sadako. Like, what in the world? It's like Jaws versus Giant Squid. Like, what the hell, Japan?
Like our version of like Freddy versus Jason, I guess.
Yes, that's exactly it. Oh my goodness, it was cool.
Okay, so another question. So remember in the server when I asked, or it wasn't the server, it's more of a chat, but remember when I asked you to pick either SpongeBob or Winnie the Pooh?
I do, yes. I believe I picked the Pooh.
Yeah, so I was going to say, if you were a Winnie the Pooh character, which one would you be?
Oh, jeez. Well, I hate the rabbit, so if we could cross him off the list. Tigger is a little too bouncy, and his name rhymes with a word that we cannot say on here.
Oh my god.
Piglet is okay.
Wait.
He's just a little bit of a worrywart.
Yeah, I'm Piglet for sure.
I don't like. I mean, Eeyore is okay. He's just a little depressed for me. I guess I'm Pooh. I mean, rumbly and my tumbly. Oh bother. Just him. I'm going with the Pooh.
Okay. So I'm almost done. I have like only 3 questions left, and then we can get on. So I don't want you to think I'm like trying to drag it.
However many, it is okay.
Okay. So another question. So I mentioned that, I have lots of sentimental value with Resident Evil. So I wanted to ask you, and if this is too personal, you don't have to answer, but I wanted to ask, did someone important in your life introduce you to Gundam?
So yes and no, because
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out how I can actually word this. So, like, I ran into Gundam, like, by chance. It was just by chance. I was interested. I'm like, oh, it's a giant robot. Cool, I'm going to watch it. But then, I actually have a real-life friend. His name is... he was, like, a bigger fan of Gundam. I have surpassed him right now. I am the ultimate supreme overlord of Gundam in all of Tampa. But, he was the one, he actually got me a DVD box set of the original compilation movie, for my birthday. And I was like, oh my god, that is like the nicest thing any friend has ever done for me. And that was also my first exposure to the original series. So I started with the compilation movies, thought it was cool, watched the original series, broadened my horizons even further, and then it was all downhill from there. So I would have to thank him for introducing me in the sentimental part of Gundam. Okay,
so 2 more questions. What's your favorite scary movie?
The Ring, or Ringu. I mean, yeah. I'm not gonna lie, Autumn. I don't watch too many scary movies because.
Okay.
But because my problem with scary movies today, right? Mm-hmm. They're all just jump scares. Like everything is a jump scare. Like, I don't, you can jump scare anyone. A 2-year-old can jump scare you out of the bathroom. Like, I want my horror movies to, fuck with me. Because that's what Ringu did to me. Ringu really fucked me over for, a whole week because I could not look at a turned-off TV. So, that's what I want in a horror movie. And I just don't see that these days. It's just, Paranormal Activity, where there's like hidden camera footage and something's going on in the background. Ooh, so scary. Ooh, it's it for me.
You mentioned Paranormal Activity, like you just unlocked a core memory. When I saw that movie, the first one, I was actually in theaters when I saw it, and you know that part where like the girlfriend gets like dragged downstairs.
Yes.
So everybody else in the theater was like, gasping or looking away. I was just laughing.
I mean, it was a pretty funny scene. I mean,
I was just like, bitch got dragged.
like, God.
It just looks so ridiculous. I don't know. I just laughed. And I looked like a psychopath.
Everybody just side-eyeing you like, what is wrong with this woman? What is wrong with her?
Okay. So then last question that I'm sure the people want to know.
Oh boy.
Have you forgiven Demi Lovato yet?
Absolutely not. I will never forgive her. No. I'm sorry. Some people just... Unless she comes out with an apology video for speaking on behalf of all Xenos and aliens like myself, no, can't do it. I'm sorry. Music is good, though. I mean, I'll give her that, but that's about all the props she's getting from me.
Okay. Well, that is all my questions for now. So, I don't know how you really want to start this. Do you want to ask me something, or...
So,
what's your thinking?
If I remember correctly, you had quite the conservative upbringing, we'll say. So how in the world does little Autumn get sucked into the horrific, traumatizing world of zombies, evil corporations, and Resident Evil? How?
Okay, so short answer, daddy issues.
Oh, God.
But long answer, so I don't know. Like, basically, my earliest memories were of my dad playing the Resident Evil remake on the GameCube, and I would just obviously I couldn't really understand the concept of a video game yet, so I would just literally just watch him play, and I was so fixated on it. I don't know. I just really thought it was cool, and that one line where Jill runs out to the dining room and she goes, "Look out, it's a monster!"
Barry!
What is it?
Look out, it's a monster!
That just fills me with nostalgia till this day.
Yeah, you just did a meme for that one. That's one of your number one meme videos. So, yeah, I get it.
I'm gonna make it a thing. I don't care what it takes.
We're bringing it back.
So yeah, just just with that game in particular, every sound effect, every the clock ticking in the dining room, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just I just feel it. It's a feeling in my heart.
It was just an instant connection. It was this curious little Autumn. Well, what's this? And then it's oh, this is Resident Evil.
And then oh, there's another layer to this. So, as a kid, I would obviously, play with Barbie dolls and everything. And I had dogs, so they would chew up the dolls sometimes.
Oh, God.
But I wouldn't throw them away. I wouldn't throw them away. I would just be oh, they're my zombie Barbies now. I can just pretend they're zombies.
Zombie Barbies. Oh my goodness. You might be the first girl to incidentally do battle damage on a Barbie. That's incredible.
And I was also saving money, so I wasn't throwing them away if it was still a perfectly nice, usable doll.
Do you still have the zombie Barbies?
Unfortunately, no. My mom did the thing where every few months she made us get rid of things and Goodwill them. So I don't have any of my old dolls now.
Pause. You Goodwilled the zombie Barbies?
I know. I was forced to. I didn't have a choice.
But how the hell is Goodwill gonna accept a chewed up Barbie?
They accept freaking broken snow globes and shit. They don't care. They accept teddy bears with ashes in them.
Oh God, that means somewhere out there, they have an original Autumn zombie Barbie.
Yeah, somewhere out there.
You gotta go hunt it, go find it.
So how I got into Resident Evil, it was because of my dad. And you would think by that story we're close, but I haven't seen him in forever. It's a whole thing. My sister, she likes to diagnose me. So she's like, I think the reason you're so fixated on Resident Evil is because it reminds you of your connection with Dad. I'm like, I mean, that could be it, but I also just really like the games, and I don't really think about him when I do it, so.
Dad who? I have Leon.
Thank you. Yes, I have Leon.
Oh my goodness. All right. So that's how it is. Then you just had an instant connection, a little bit of daddy issues, and you fell in love with Resident Evil, and then you never looked back.
And since you brought up conservative upbringing, I guess I should get into the history fair story.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. What's that about?
Okay, so I've shown you pictures and stuff, but this is like the full story, at least from what I can remember. So I went to a Christian private school, and we were gonna have a history fair, and instead of like a science fair, because science is bad. But yeah, we did a history fair. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna do the history of Resident Evil. And then my mom was like, I don't know let you do that. You should probably ask first. And I was like, okay. So I asked, essentially like the headmaster, I forget her name. I asked her if I could do it, and she said, yes, but can you call it something else? Because they didn't like the word evil. Because, I guess that word never appears in the Bible ever, so.
Oh God, oh boy. They had no problem with Resident. Resident's okay, just the evil part.
So I was like, I mean, technically I do have a way out, because it's only called Resident Evil in America. Everywhere else in Japan, where it's like made and stuff, it's called Biohazard. But it's not called Biohazard here, because there was like a rock band that had like rights to it. So that's why it's called Resident Evil.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah. I knew about the two names. I did not know the reason.
Yeah, a lot of people think it's like a translation thing, but it was literally just they had to call it something else. So I was like, okay, technically I do have a way out of this. I could just call it Biohazard. But then I was like, no, this is wrong. I should call it what it actually is. And I did.
Oh my goodness, what a rebel.
I know. And, I stuck to my guns. I did the little presentation. I wish I still had the essay. I don't know what happened to it. But I pretty much talked about the development of the first game, like the first ever game. And then, plot twist, I won 3rd place.
3rd place? Oh my God. That's great. What won 1st place?
I don't remember.
Oh, well, that must not have been that great then.
So I'm assuming they were like, wow, like, she put a lot of effort into this, and she seems a little autistic, so we'll just give it to her. I'm just kidding, but...
Oh, you got a pity award. Hey, a win's a win. That's all that matters. A win is a win.
No, but I was super well informed and everything, but, yeah, I expected to get a good grade, but I did not expect to win at all. So... There's that.
That is really great. I mean, so if it's about the development of Resident Evil 1, I'm guessing the original PlayStation 1 with the cinematic live-action intro of everyone showing up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
It's awesome. I liked it. I mean, my exposure to Resident Evil is pretty limited, so... But I remember that part.
I personally love the little live-action intro, but the only thing that's, like, I understand people's, like, criticism of it is like the very awful voice acting, but
Jill, let's do it.
Yes, Barry.
Jill sandwich. Right.
Barry, don't screw up again.
Let's go.
At the same time, I think it's super fun.
A Jill sandwich, huh? Barry.
My favorite of the bad, quote unquote, bad voice acting was when Wesker is showing Chris the tyrant, and Chris just starts laughing at him, and then Wesker sounds all hurt because he's like, Chris, stop it.
Is this?
That's right. This is the ultimate life form. Tyrant. Chris? Stop it.
Oh my God. I mean, it's a product of its time. Everything had terrible dubbing. Like, everything back then had terrible dubbing. So it's a product of its time. People giving it gripe now, they just don't understand.
So, yeah, that's, as far as, like, my sentimental attachment, that's pretty much it. Other than the fact, I guess the only other memory I can recall is I did have a cat named Leon at one point.
Oh, there was a kitty named Leon. Oh my goodness.
It was a little tuxedo kitty. I loved him.
Oh, baby.
So, I guess before I go off on my little tangents, what do you know, like, off the top of your head about Resident Evil?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked, because I came up with the list, and the list is very short.
Okay.
It's very short, I promise. So, I played a little bit of the first game, so I remember the shit getting scared out of me because I went back to the main door and then a dog showed up. I'm like, oh no, forget it. But I remember that. On Resident Evil 2, I beat the Leon side. Claire didn't interest me, so I kind of ignored her. Played a little bit of Resident Evil 3. Nemesis is a dick. And I beat Code Veronica. I remember that much as well, because I remember specifically my ex was like falling asleep, and then they I'm trying to wake them up, like, hey, I need help with this puzzle. It's the gun puzzle, the little gun,
with the loser?
the golden, yes.
Yeah.
And then they just snap and just shout and use the gun on the door, and I'm like, what's going on? What is wrong with you? You're hitting me. And it turned out they were because it was a confusing puzzle for us, so it was hard for us to figure it out. And then so that's all I've got for Resident Evil. Other than that, that's it.
So none of the remakes, not even 4, none of that.
I've seen the last one I played was Code Veronica. I've seen plenty of gameplay. I like watching people play it. As far as for me playing it, I've only experienced tank controls.
Okay. So, are you a tank control hater?
As a former person who played World of Tanks, I could say that Resident Evil trained me to drive a tank. So, I am not a hater of tank controls at all.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna be old on my deathbed and be like, tank controls weren't that bad.
It's like, it's like President Trump would say, if you can drive a person, you can drive a tank.
It's the ultimate test of skill. If you can drive a tank, you can drive a person.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so I guess I'm just gonna go, where should I start? There's that's the thing with Resident Evil is there's so much of it, and it changes every game.
Tell me about it. I didn't even realize how many games were out there. When they said Village was number 8, I'm like, what the fuck? When did we get to 8? And then there's little side ones here and there too. I'm like, where did those come from? What the hell is Resident Evil Survivor? I didn't know, so.
As much as I love Resident Evil, I will say, the writing, kind of shit, honestly.
At least you're honest.
Yeah, you can like something even if it, has, it could be I don't know if guilty pleasure is the right word. It's kind of like Twilight. Hear me out, don't crucify me.
Oh my goodness, oh man. Like Twilight. Go ahead, defend yourself.
Everyone knows, Twilight is terrible. Come on. But, it's like cinematic junk food, it's not really great, but there's some little pleasure in it, you know what I mean? That's how I see it with the writing of Resident Evil.
That's an interesting little cinematic junk food. I'm going to use that for anything that I watch that's stupid.
So, the writing with Resident Evil is not consistent, and it's also, the timeline is really weird, because, Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3, they take place, really close together, and then Resident Evil 4 comes along, and it's, I think it was 6 years since
it's a jump,
all that.
It's a huge jump. Yeah.
And, hot take, Resident Evil 4, as much as I love it, caused the downfall of the series.
Whoa, what? So you're saying from Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3 masterpieces, but then 4 showed up, and that started everything going downhill.
Okay, let me start off by saying, I don't think Resident Evil 4 is a bad game. It is a very great game. I've owned it on every single console it's come out came out on. But it's not a Resident Evil game.
Whoa. Now, refresh my memory. This is when things start turning into an action type thing rather than, tank controls and inventory management and all that stuff.
Like, so the things that I think make a Resident Evil game are, one, like the controls and the fixed camera angles and the overall creepy atmosphere. But I understand that's something that changes with time. So I'm not gonna, be mad at, the developers for wanting to do, the different camera perspective and stuff like that. That's all relative. But another thing that makes a Resident Evil game are the puzzles. And come on, my sister that doesn't even like video games could solve every single puzzle in Resident Evil 4, and it's just so embarrassingly easy.
Oh my goodness. So they kind of nerfed everything down and they simplified it, making it into an action game. I remember people saying that.
And another thing, there's no zombies in Resident Evil 4.
What? I'm sorry, what?
They're not zombies, and not in the traditional sense, at least. They even say, there's even a part where you kill your first villager, if you check the body, Leon outright says, he's not a zombie.
But pause. The first 3 games were nothing but zombies.
I know.
So,
and
what?
So they're just people with a plague. And I know, you can say, oh, zombies are just people with a virus. What's the difference? Well, the thing is when you're a zombie, at least, again, in the traditional sense, one, you're, slow, and you're, pretty much completely dead, and you don't really listen to reason or any of that stuff. But the villagers are, for the most part, they can use farming equipment, they can talk coherent sentences, and they're just people that don't like you.
What the hell? Are you serious?
Yeah!
Wait, so...
They're mind controlled, yeah, but that's not the same as a zombie virus.
Now pause. The zombies in 1, 2, and 3, they were zombies, but number 4, they're just people that have a sickness that I guess they're kind of zombie-ish. So they're the bikini bottom people with the plankton helmet.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what the fuck?
So, but that's the thing though. Everyone who talks about how, Resident Evil's just an action game now or whatever, it's they're the same people who love Resident Evil 4. And it's you loved Resident Evil 4, that's why they continue to make Resident Evil 4.
So you have done this to yourself. Oh man. Wow, I cannot believe that. So is there a cure then for the Resident Evil 4 not zombies and versus the regular zombies?
Well, I mean, in Resident Evil 4, they literally have the Plaga remover machine that Ashley and Leon use. So, yeah, technically there is a cure.
That's stupid. So they're not really zombies then. Oh, God. Man, that's a huge letdown. I can't believe that. So do they do the same thing in 5 and 6 and all the way to whatever we're on?
So in 5, yes, because 5 is pretty much just Resident Evil 4, but different font.
Oh, my God.
I do have some positive things to say about Resident Evil 5, but I'll get to that in a second. Resident Evil 6... we don't talk about Resident Evil 6.
Oh, okay. We will come back to Resident Evil 6, but okay, go ahead, keep going.
So, what I will say about Resident Evil 7, though, at first, when I saw the trailer drop, I was livid that it was going to be first person. I hate first person games so much.
Oh,
typically.
Okay.
I was what year did that come out? Hold on, let me look that up real quick.
Now, 7 is which one? Which one is Resident Evil 7?
7 is the one with Ethan looking for his wifey, and with the Baker family.
And we know what the game is really about. Who gives a fuck about all of them? There's only one person that anyone cares about, and it's the one that I so unfortunately shunned when they came out, and I will forever regret my decision. But Lady Dimitri...
Wait, pause. Wait, Vanny, pause, as you would say, pause. That's Resident Evil 8. That's Resident Evil 8.
Wait, what? Are you serious? Ethan was in 2 games?
Yeah.
Yes, see what I mean? I don't know anything about Resident Evil. This is why I have the master here.
So, yeah, I was livid when Resident Evil 7 came out, but what I will say, did bring back the horror elements of Resident Evil.
Okay.
So
right.
I do appreciate that. And the story was pretty decent. I mean, the intro is a little bit of a ripoff to Silent Hill 2, but that's fine.
Ooh.
Jack Baker was very menacing and scary, and it was pretty much like kind of brought back all of the like elements that we loved about Nemesis. So that was pretty cool. And a lot of people hate on Mia, but I don't. I actually really liked Mia, but maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm weird.
So did 7 start the first person thing? Like 4 started
Yes.
the action, 7 started the first person, because I know 8 is first person too.
Yeah, 7 is where the first person camera started, and I was like, what the heck is this?
Oh man, that's gotta be real hard. You went from tank controls to action to first person. Oh man, that is rough.
But I actually ended up loving it a lot more than I thought I would. I did give it a fair chance, so there you go.
At least there's that. You gave it a shot and you liked it. You tried it before you denied it, so there you go.
Exactly. I did go in with kind of like, kind of grumbling to myself, like, fuck this game, this is fucking Resident Evil.
Don't like this game. Just crossing your arms during every cutscene. This is stupid.
Yeah, this is stupid. And then, like, as I progressed, like, oh, well, I mean, I guess this isn't so bad. And then I'm like, oh, that was actually kind of spooky.
Oh my god. All right, so there's 8 games then. That's what we're up to now.
Well, if you don't count
numbered games.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 9 is confirmed, or what? What's going on with that?
I think it is coming, but I don't know, like, if it's, I don't want to spoil anything, but I don't know if it's going to be continuing Ethan's story, so I don't know where it's going with that. So.
What's the deal with Ethan, anyways? What makes him so special besides that he can, like, grow limbs or whatever?
Okay, so I'm kind of mixed about Ethan. Like, he's such a blank slate of a character, so it's like, do I even really judge him? Because it's like, he's pretty much just like, how like some games will try to have a character have very little to no personality, so it feels like, oh, you're in control, it's you, and whatever you're feeling, or whatever.
Yeah, Henry from Resident Evil 4, or Silent Hill 4, Henry, yes.
Yeah, kind of like that. So, I just don't really have that strong of an opinion on Ethan. I don't hate him. I think he has some funny lines, but, Leon will always be funnier. I'm sorry. But...
Sorry, not sorry. Leon's the best, I mean.
There's some points where, like, I'll be playing, like, Resident Evil 7 or Resident Evil 8, or, heck, just a totally unrelated game, and a protagonist will do something that I think is cringe, and I'll just be like, Leon would never.
Oh my god. Wow, Leon would never. So get that on a shirt. Leon would never. Like, that's it. There you go.
When I'm in an argument with my boyfriend, Leon would never.
Oh my goodness! I hope he doesn't hear this episode. He's gonna get
Oh, I hope he does. Because I told him I was gonna share it with him when it came out, so he'll appreciate it. He'll appreciate the humor. I promise.
Well, he doesn't appreciate the comics.
Anyway. Resident Evil 5, though. I like that it brought back Jill and Wesker. I didn't mind Sheva as much as a lot of people did. It's not her fault that she has bad AI.
Is she running into walls all the time, or what's her problem?
Most of the time... Oh my god, it was so bad. So, this is one of the few games where I'm like, even if you have to play with a person that doesn't play video games, just do it, because it'll be way better than the AI, I promise. But yeah, most of the time, most of your deaths will be because of her, or like she won't help you or give you ammo, or like she just sucks as a partner.
Just a selfish.
So, yeah, exactly. So yeah, but as a character, I like Sheva. She's cool.
So it's pronounced Sheva. I always keep saying Shiva. It's Sheva?
I've heard Sheva. That's how I've heard it. So I don't know. But that's how they say it in the game. Sheva.
I guess both ways will work. I don't know. Okay, alright.
But this is where this game, man, I hate how Chris looks so much.
Because he's all roided up.
It's not even... Well, I mean, I guess that could just be a personal thing with me. I'm not really into muscles. but but it's mainly like his face. He just looks like you see someone and you're like, God, you just look stupid. That's how he looks. Like he looks like PC Principal to me from South Park.
No! Oh my god!
Especially with his like freaking mouth animations and his like the way his teeth.
Oh my god!
You show me a picture of PC Principal and Chris Redfield. I'm like, it's the same picture.
Oh my god! I can't believe that. You know what? I can't unsee it now. And oh wow! I'm sure all of the Chris Redfield fans are gonna come after you.
Well, that's another thing. I don't trust people who say, "Oh, Chris Redfield's my favorite character," because it's like, which one? He's different every game, both in looks and in personality. So, what are you talking about?
That leads to one of my questions. Why the hell does Chris's look change in every single game?
I cannot tell you. Because I love his look in Resident Evil Remake. I think he looks, I understand he's going to grow older and gain muscles or whatever, but like he just looks like dumb in Resident Evil 5. And then the other games, I don't even know. Like in Resident Evil 7, this caused so much controversy where, he takes off his helmet and he's like, "Hi, I'm Redfield," and he's like some ginger that we don't know.
Oh god. Oh jeez. What the hell? See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, there's no consistency. You said it yourself, the writing sucks, but like, there's no consistency with Chris's look.
And it's just Chris that gets that treatment. Jill looks relatively the same. Leon is still rocking that 90s emo haircut.
Oh, goodness. It's such a good haircut, though.
The only other character I can say that looks different that's not Chris is Ada Wong in Resident Evil 6. Looks like she got plastic surgery a little bit.
I mean, I guess it kind of works. I mean, she got plastic surgery, but like every single game, Chris goes under the knife to look different. Like, what the hell? We can't get any consistency here.
It's so weird. They kind of fixed it in Resident Evil 8, but even then, like, not that much. I don't know. I don't know what, like, their reasoning for that could be. Especially because he seems to be the most, like, I guess, prominent character. Like, he's in a lot of the games, so even if you don't play as him, he's still, like, in them. So, I don't know.
I'm wondering, do you think the character designs change, like, the head designer changes in every game, and it's like, it's just become a trope in Capcom where Chris has to look different in every game?
I mean, you could be onto something, but, like, take, like, Resident Evil Remake and Resident Evil 5 with Jill. Like, she looks the same, she just has different hair. Like, her face model, like Julia Voth, is still the same, so I don't know why they just keep doing that to Chris so much.
It has to be a trope. That's the only thing I could think of, because at this rate, it's blatant. It's not even an accident. It's so blatant. He went from, like, anime boy in Resident Evil 1, scrawny, and then all of a sudden he gets roids, and he becomes old, and it becomes different hair colored. I don't get it. I can't follow it.
It's like that one scene in Resident Evil 6 where him and his boyfriend are fighting, and he's like, "What happened to the legendary Chris Redfield, huh? What happened to you?" That's how I feel every time I see him.
Well, pause. You just said boyfriend and Chris Redfield?
Yeah. Is there something wrong with that statement?
Is this a factual statement, or is this...
No. No, it's not a factual statement, but to be fair, Chris's sexuality isn't really confirmed. He doesn't have a girlfriend or a boyfriend that we know of, so...
I'm pretty sure he goes by Boulder Sexual. Because he smashes the boulder, right? It's the best scene ever.
I will leave right now. Oh god, I forgot. How can I forget the one thing I hated most about Resident Evil 5? God damn it.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, I don't understand why people enjoy it. Maybe it's just the masculine urge to just smash a boulder.
Hulk smash.
Yeah, Hulk smash, just not as brainsy as Bruce Banner, just dumb as Chris.
And our dear, sweet friend Yuki loves sending me that scene despite me.
Well, he does a lot of things to spite people, which, by the way, speaking of Yuki, you do realize the next one after this episode, you two are going to be going at it about Resident Evil.
Yeah, I'm not even worried. I'm gonna destroy him.
I mean, I don't doubt it, but it's also going to be fair, it's also going to be like a character judgment type episode where waifu, husbando, I mean, we're gonna make him participate in the husbando part because we both know he can at least judge Chris versus Wesker of who's hotter, which we both know it's Wesker. So
I mean, of all the men and the women, I think Leon takes both spots. So, yeah.
I mean, it's Leon. I mean, what are you gonna do? It's not fair. Which, by the way, I feel like we missed out an opportunity to have young when Leonardo DiCaprio was like in his youth. He could have played Leon. I'm just saying, he could have played Leon.
Oh, you are preaching to the choir, babe. I agree 100%.
It's a huge missed opportunity. The other huge missed opportunity is having Billy Zane play as Lex Luthor. Like, I don't understand why no one in Hollywood could have made any of these things happen. I don't get it.
I want, if they, for some reason, make another Resident Evil movie, whether it be like the Anderson movies or just something else entirely, I want Anthony Starr to play Wesker. So that's Homelander from the base.
Oh my god, yes! Holy shit, Autumn! Wow, I'm speechless. That would be so perfect.
I know.
We have to make this happen. This has to happen.
And we already know he can pull off blonde hair. He just needs to put like sunglasses on and he's good.
That's literally all you have to do. Oh my god. And I'm pretty sure he's got the acting chops. I'm pretty sure he can do it. Autumn, you need to go to California right now and force your way into Hollywood and make this happen, because we need to get the bad taste out of Mila Jovovich, or whatever her name is, out of our mouths, because those movies were terrible.
I will just step through some sort of door, I don't know what kind, but I'll be like, listen, and drop the script on the table and be like, make it happen.
Exactly. I don't care who else is playing who, but Anthony Starr needs to play as Wesker. Make it happen. Here is a check from your own bank account, write however much you want, and give it to him.
Literally, every other character could be a Muppet version of themselves, as long as Anthony Starr plays Wesker.
I would watch that. I really, oh my god, the Muppet T-Virus.
And then Anthony Starr will be like, I'm not destroying the world, I'm saving it.
His goal is to make Muppets out of everyone.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Okay. So, real quick, because we're coming up to 53 minutes on this, which I do appreciate, but I know you could talk about this forever, but we've got to cut it a little bit. So,
okay.
What would you say is the best Resident Evil game out of all of them? Numbered, not numbered. Which Resident Evil game is the top highest tier of highest tiers, and why?
Oh, okay. It is definitely, for sure, Resident Evil Remake.
Now, when you say remake, it's the remake of what? The first game?
The first game where, Spencer Mansion, all that good stuff, yeah.
Okay.
And the reason why is because it's, first of all, it's everything a remake should be. Like when you're trying to modernize or whatever, pretty up those graphics, fix the controls a little bit, but keep the charm of the first game, and then fix the bad voice acting.
Sorry for my lack of manners, but I'm not used to escorting men.
But still, have a few jokes here and there. But it pretty much keeps the energy, everything that made Resident Evil. It has the puzzles, it has the zombies, it has new additions to it as well that enhanced the gameplay experience further. And basically it's the good balance of appealing to the OG fans, but also not alienating newcomers. So that's why I think it is the purest, truest Resident Evil game.
So it didn't do too much, it didn't go overboard, but it did just enough to keep the spirit of the old game, with just looking newer, and the Jill sandwich is still in there, right?
Barry.
That was a close one.
A second late, you would have fit nicely into a sandwich.
You maniac! You blew it up!
Okay, so if the Resident Evil remake of the first game is your favorite, we know you have feelings about the fourth game. We know the fifth game is just a repeat of 4, and 7 irked you somewhat. So what is your worst Resident Evil game and why?
It is for sure, without a shadow of a doubt, Resident Evil 6. And why? Because it's every other game but Resident Evil. It tries to be so many games that were popular at the time, combined into one thing. It's an identity crisis, pretty much. And I just don't like it. And they also, and I know I said that they changed Chris's personality every time, but like they made Chris a fucking misogynistic asshole. And
oh god.
And also they have Helena Harper there, which I don't mind her, but like her whole like thing in the beginning in Leon's campaign about, we gotta get to the cathedral. I'm not gonna answer your questions until we get to the cathedral. It's like just answer the man. Like it's not that hard. Leon will help you. He's a nice guy. Just explain yourself. And also it really annoyed me at the end of the game where it's like, also like, for people listening, spoilers, so but the whole thing with Helena is that she assisted in the assassination of the president, and yeah, she was forced to do so, but she still did it. But at the end of the game, they're like, we're just letting you off with a slap on the wrist.
Wait, the president? What the hell does the president have to do with Resident Evil?
Well, Leon's Secret Service, so he works for the president. So
he's what?
Yeah, he's Secret Service.
I thought he was the beat cop in Raccoon City. What?
Oh yeah, that's right. Because Resident Evil 4 did 6 years after that. But yeah, he was pretty much because he was a survivor of Raccoon City, and they had the skills they needed. He was pretty much forced to be a government agent.
What the fuck? Are you serious?
Yeah, and I don't really mind that. Like, he seemed to actually really care for the president and stuff. That's why it's so emotional and all that. But my whole thing is Helena, I know she was forced to do so, and that's tragic and everything, but she still did it, and you still go to jail for that. Even if it's a reduced sentence, you still get something. I don't know.
So she got away with it. She killed the president, and she gets away with it.
And she's just a great value, Claire Redfield.
Oh my god, that is terrible. Wow, no wonder that's on your shit list. Okay, so was there anything positive from 6 or no?
I could just go on and on about all the negative stuff, but yes, there was one positive thing about Resident Evil 6, and I love that they brought Sherry back. Sherry, if you recall, is the little girl you no, you said you didn't play the
first one. She was in the first game, right? Or the second
game? She was in the second game with Leon and Claire, yeah.
Okay, right. Who was was there a little girl in the first game or no?
No.
Then I'm just thinking of Sherry from 2 then. Okay, I'm getting them mixed up, but I'm tracking now. Okay.
But yeah, they brought her back, and I was so freaking happy for that, because I did always wonder, what happened to Sherry? So, yeah, she's fighting bioterrorism as well, because I guess everyone who survives Raccoon City has to do that.
That is so wild. Wow. So, alright then. Who killed the president? So the girl that killed the president, she did it on her own? It wasn't a Wesker plan or something?
No, because at this point Wesker's dead. He died in 5, so... No, she was...
God, that's right. He ate a bazooka or some shit. Oh my god.
Yeah. But yeah, she was forced to kill the president because Simmons, the actual bad guy of the game, held her sister hostage and stuff, because the president was going to reveal what happened at the Raccoon City incident, even though I thought it was common knowledge what happened. I don't know.
Wasn't it Umbrella and then the virus outbreak and
then the president nuked it, but it's you can't really cover that up, so I don't know what he was threatening to reveal. But yeah, so I don't like Resident Evil 6. But I could go on and on about that, but I don't want to cover too much of it. So
Well, I'm wondering if the people feel the same way. Everyone in the comments, is Autumn crazy for hating on Resident Evil 6, or is Resident Evil 6 really shit? I mean, let us know, because we're not gonna, I'm not, for once, I don't know. I mean, I have no idea, nor do I have the intention of playing it, so.
Also, if you look really closely, the like number 6 on like the box art of the game, it looks like a woman giving head to a giraffe.
Now I have to look this up. Pause. Wait a second. Resident Evil 6 cover.
Yeah, just like the number 6 itself, how they drew it.
Oh my god, what the hell? It does look like a giraffe getting a blowjob. Oh my god, I can't unsee it now. I'm flabbergasted. Oh my god. Alright, so there's that. Giraffe blowjobs. I didn't think that was going to show up in this video at all. But here we are.
Here we are.
Alright, so I think that's a good place to leave it off, unless you have anything else for Resident Evil.
I don't. The only thing coming to mind is Leon is best boy. Leon is best boy. Leon is best boy.
I mean, he is a dreamboat. So anyone that you know what? Out of all the things I've heard about Resident Evil, I haven't heard anyone say that they're a Leon hater.
Leon S. Kennedy is overrated.
Fuck you, bitch! Shut the fuck up.
I've never seen one exist. Have you? Have you seen anyone that says Leon sucks?
Not that I've seen, and if they say it, they're either just trying to be ooh, I'm not like everyone else hipster, or they're just stupid.
If you don't agree with me, you're dumb. But that's justified, because Leon's perfect. I mean, which, by the way, speaking of Leon, I had no idea until Yuki pointed it out. I didn't know he had a butt chin. I didn't know.
Yeah, but it's a pretty subtle butt chin. It's like a little dimple. It's not like, you know, I've seen some like defined butt chins before.
Like crimson chin butt chins, yeah. He doesn't have that, but like it just stunned me, because when I close my eyes, I think of Leon. It's Resident Evil 2 Leon and his blue getup and all that stuff. And I don't recall a butt chin. So then he showed me a picture, and I'm like, wait, that's not him. And oh yeah, that's him. He has a butt chin. I'm like, what? So that threw me off.
Was there anything else you wanted to ask, though? Resident Evil or non-Resident Evil related?
That, I think we're gonna save everything for when you and Yuki spar over Resident Evil and who's hotter than who and which waifu or husband knows what. We'll save it for that.
I'm so excited.
I am too, because I enjoy drama, and I enjoy Yuki getting pissed off over for no reason. So, you know, it's a pastime for me. So, real quick, before we let you go, Autumn, do you want to give yourself a little plug or anything like that? Because I know you do social media, and I would be a terrible person for not giving you a chance to plug yourself, so go for it.
Okay, so I am most prevalent on both Instagram and TikTok. I am called Straw Bombery. Not Straw Bomberry, Straw Bombery.
I say Straw Bomberry.
Our dear sweet Varga called me Straw Bunny recently, and I'm like, oh man, that's actually better. So I looked to see if it was taken, but it was taken.
Straw Bunny, oh my goodness. Okay, Varga, chill out.
But yeah, Straw Bombery. I guess you could like put a little something on the screen to spell it out for people or whatever. But yeah, I'm on TikTok and Instagram primarily. I have a YouTube, but I haven't really posted much on it yet. But I plan to.
You know, we were just talking about this earlier, and I'm going to bring it up here. You should start. I know you've got your business working. You've got next year. By next year, this time, let's get Autumn VTuber.
Okay. Maybe with all the money I make from my little small businesses, I can, like, you know, get a decent one and decent equipment and whatnot.
Don't ask me on who to commission. I have no idea, but I'm sure you can find someone that's, you know, reputable, because I would make one for you, but I'm never going through that again, because it was a pain in the ass.
That's okay. Completely understandable. And, you know, if you ever want to collab, you know.
Well, that's anytime. trust me, I learned so much, like with Alec on the last video. I learned so much Batman from him, and I learned a lot of Resident Evil. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. But no, I appreciate you enlightening me in the world of Resident Evil, and I look forward to the spats that you and Yuki will have in the next video. And real quick, scale of 1 to 10, Lady Dimitrescu.
Oh, 8.
What? An 8?
I don't know, I panicked and I thought Resident Evil 8, so I went 8.
I can't. Fix yourself right now. How are you going to give her an 8?
Okay, 10, because she's like 10 feet tall.
There we go. That's so much better. And I acknowledge my hypocrisy.
I was gonna say, whatever. Back when I was simping for Lady D, you were like, ew, Butterface, me.
Listen. Pause. This is how we're gonna leave it off, because I understand the sin that I committed when she first came out and everyone was all swooning. I was like, well, he's stupid. He's just a Hachisaki-sama wannabe. Boo. But then Adonis, a good friend of mine, also Texas, he every single day kept sending me Lady Dimitrescu, Lady D. And the overexposure and the sheer dominance that she expresses in roleplay with character AI, I submitted, and I never looked back. She is a 10, and I apologize profusely to all the Lady D people.
I guess you could say you want the Lady D.
Oh, yes, I do. Oh, my goodness. Have you seen some of those animations? My God.
What are you talking about? I never go on the sites.
Of course, good wholesome Christian girl would never do something like that. Of course. Anyways, Autumn, I appreciate you coming on. It has been a blast. You are a treasure to talk to.
I appreciate you, and thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. You take it easy. Oh, by the way, I'm not doing a poker rap thing. That stopped a while ago, so you're good.
Oh, okay. Well, have a good night.
Any last little thing you want to say to the comrades? Nothing?
Y'all.
Alright, Autumn, and have a good night.
Okay, good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Congratulations, you made it to the end. The cringe is over. Unless you want more. Do it. Click those videos in the box. Do it.
And they also kept Chris as we got to the root of the problem when they defeat the evil plant.
Oh, I can't believe it. Are you okay?
Yeah, so much for him. We got to the root of the problem.